Okay, guys, for today's lesson, you're going to need this sheet right here that says dividing exponents. So we've talked about multiplying exponents, and now we're just going to do division of exponents, which really is the exact opposite of what we did with multiplying. You remember with multiplying exponents, we were adding everything together. Well, division, since it's the opposite, is going to be subtraction. Okay, so if I look at number one, I start off with, I got this top piece, got this bottom piece. And the first thing I want to identify is I want to look at my whole numbers and see if I can reduce those anyway. And I only have one whole number here. So that whole number is just going to be transferred over in the exact same spot because it can't cancel with anything. Okay. So I'm going to cross that off just so I know I used it. And then for me to kind of keep things in order, I go alphabetically. And alphabetically, I see X's next. Okay. I have 4X's on the bottom. And if you look up top, I have 3X's. So the easiest way to think about it is which side do you have more X's? Well, I've got more X's on the bottom. Okay. And then you ask yourself, well, how many more X's do I have on the bottom? Well, there's 3 up top, 4 on the bottom. So that means there's one more X on the bottom. So technically an exponent of a 1, or because it's an exponent of a 1, you don't even have to place that 1 there. All right, so I'm going to cross the X's off so I know I've canceled those out, simplified it. And then you see what I have left is this y to the 4th power. Because there's no other y's, that's just going to slide on over. All right, so my final answer, I'm going to clean it up a little bit, say 4y to the 4th over, and I'll just put that 1x right there. Okay, number 2. So again, I want to look for my whole numbers. I see there's a 4 up top again. There's no other whole numbers, so that's just gone. Okay, then I look at my x's, and you got 2 on the bottom, but you got 3 up top. So 3 is more than 2, and in fact, it's 1 more than 2. So we subtract like that. 3 take away 2 gives you the 1. Then you look at the y's, and the y's, you got 2 up top, and there's a y down here with no exponent on there. So, technically it's a 1, because if you don't see one, there's a 1 there. And you say, well, I got more y's up top. Well, how many more? 2 take away 1, again, gives you 1. All right, and when you have nothing remaining on the bottom, well, technically there's a 1 as a placeholder. But when I clean this up, I don't need to rewrite that 1 on the bottom, because you divide by 1, everything is just what it was. So when I clean this up, it's just 4xy. Okay, number 3. So on number 3, look at your whole numbers. We have 2 of them. We got 1 on the top, 1 on the bottom. And so then I say, okay, does 4 over 3 reduce? No, it doesn't. So I'm just going to rewrite those numbers there. All right, I'm not going to convert that to a mixed number. I'm going to leave it as an improper fraction. So I'm going to cross those off so I know I used them. And then up top, here's an m. Well, that's really just one m. And you got 3 of them on the bottom. So there's more on the bottom. How many more? 3 take away 1 gives you 2. Okay, and then we have this n to the 0 power. Okay, so the 0 power has kind of an interesting effect, which states any number to the 0 power is equal to 1. Okay, so n to the 0 power is technically just a 1. So it's like times 1, which has no effect on our answer. So if you see anything with a 0 power like that, you could just cross that little piece off. Okay, it's not going to have any effect on it. So this is my final answer. Moving over to number 4. Let's start with the whole number. You got a 3 up top. There's no other whole numbers. Okay, again, we see an x to the 0 power. And remember, we just talked about anything in the 0 power, you could just cross that little piece off. So x to the 0 power gets crossed off. The 3 didn't get crossed off because of that. The 0 power is only attached to the x. So then you look and see what's left. Well, there's 4 x's on the bottom that don't simplify with anything. And you got 4 y's on the bottom that also don't simplify with anything. So that's it. Number 5, starting off, we got a whole number of a 3. Okay, there's no other whole numbers. If I look at my x's right here, you got 4 up top, but 2 on the bottom. So there's more up top. 4 take away 2 is 2. So those are done. And then on the bottom, you got 3 y's that don't combine with anything. So 3x squared over y cubed. Okay, number 6, we have whole numbers both sides. 4 over 4. 4 divided by 4, that's 1. Those are just going to cancel themselves out. So I don't need to even write anything for that over there. Then we take a look at the y's, and you see we definitely have more on the bottom. And then you ask yourself, well, how many more? Well, 4 take away this 3 is really 1. So the y's are gone. Now, if you have nothing remaining up top, you have to drop a 1 up top, kind of like a placeholder. All right, that 1 will remain. It doesn't fall off. So when I rewrite this, I'll say my final answer is 1 over y. Again, when there's nothing left up top, you have to put that 1 there to hold it. Okay, number 7, checking out my whole numbers. 2 over 2, those cancel. Okay, x's. You got 3 up top, and you got 1 on the bottom. So there's more up top. 3 take away 1 gives you the 2. And then we look at our y's. So you got more y's up top. 4 take away 2, again, is 2. So if I clean this up, remember, there's technically a 1 there, but when you clean it up, you don't have to put that 1 because it's on the bottom, unlike the top that has to be there. So I say x squared, y squared. Okay, last one together, number 8. Check out these whole numbers, 4 over 2. So 4 divided by 2, you're left with a 2 up top. Okay, and then my x's. You got 2 up top, 3 on the bottom, so there's more x's on the bottom. And there's 1 more. All right, you can put the 1 there, or you don't have to. It's up to you. And then look at the y's. You got 2 up top, 2 on the bottom, exact same amount. So those are just going to cancel themselves out completely. So you're left with 2 over x as your final answer. Okay, you guys go to number 9, number 10, number 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, number 17, and number 18.